Hello everyone and welcome back to the Elder Scrolls Online Academy. In this video I'll be talking about classes and character progression. Before I get started, I would like to just remind everyone that this game is still under heavy development, and so any and all information I present here is subject to change. If any significant changes do occur, you can find the details in the description of this video, and I'll also likely be discussing this in future videos on my channel. Alright, enough disclaimer talk, let's get started. One of the most attractive gameplay aspects of the previous Elder Scrolls games is being able to build your character into whatever you want. You can put on any armor, use any weapon, melee, magic, stealth in any combination you want, making yourself into whatever kind of fighter you want to be. I'm happy to say for the Elder Scrolls Online, this has not changed at all. And just like before in Elder Scrolls games, there are no race restrictions. So if you ever dreamed of being a stealth action, two-hand sword wielding healer Khajiit in heavy armor fighting Daedra with a group of friends, here's your chance in the Elder Scrolls Online. Now that I just got done telling you how awesome it is to be any class style you want to be, allow me to introduce you to the 4 starting classes of the Elder Scrolls Online. I emphasize the word starting because even though you will choose in the beginning from one of these 4 classes, they are literally just starting points. After that, your character development is entirely up to you. The Dragon Knight is an offensive warrior with many controlling abilities. Dragon Knights emphasize direct assaults wielding fire-based spells, preferring to engage and dispatch foes within melee range. The Dragon Knight has a combination of damage dealing, damage absorbing, and armor enhancing abilities. The Templar is a more defensive fighter, calling upon the power of the sun to damage foes and heal allies. Templars are less offensive than the Dragon Knights, but have additional tools that are useful for survival of both themselves and their allies. Sorcerers are offensive magic wielders, channeling elemental attacks to destroy their foes. The Sorcerer class has 3 damage-dealing skill sets to draw from. Dark Magic grants stuns, disorients, knockbacks, and other types of crowd control. Daedric Summoning offers combat pets, damage shields, and curses. And Stormcalling gives pure damage-based abilities. Details regarding the Nightblade class have been pretty tight, however it's probably safe to assume that this will be the assassin style, the rogue, the thief style of class that utilizes high burst damage and stealth to bring down their foes quickly and quietly. In previous builds, the game featured a Warden class, but ZeniMax has opted for fewer base classes in favor of more open-ended character progression. The major attributes of the game are health, stamina, magicka, armor, and power. At each level up, you can place an attribute point into either health, stamina, or magicka. These attribute points increase your hero's available pool of each resource, allowing them to specialize in a certain style of combat. Players can choose between light, medium, or heavy armor, or can elect to use a mixture of multiple types. Light armor yields bonuses to spell damage and magicka regeneration. Medium armor improves the character's use of stamina-based abilities like dodging, sprinting, or sneaking. Heavy armor grants a bonus to incoming healing received, as well as damage absorbed. There are 6 overall weapon types: two-handed, dual-wield, one-hand and shield, bow, destruction staff, and restoration staff. There are many varieties of weapons within each general category, such as daggers, swords, and maces within one-handed, or fire, frost, and lightning of destruction staffs. All classes have a basic proficiency with every weapon and armor type. Through continued use and experience with their chosen gear, players are able to unlock advanced skills and abilities by spending skill points in the relevant skill lines. There are 7 confirmed varieties of skill lines within the game: class, weapon, armor, racial, world, guild, and alliance versus alliance. Yes, that's right, there will be race-specific traits. This Dark Elf, for example, she can spend a skill point and increase her racial trait that only Dark Elves have. These skill lines allow your character to develop more into that specialization however you like. Some skill lines, such as your class, have multiple sub-skill lines to explore. Unique quest-based skill lines like those for lycanthropy or vampirism are also present. Players may choose 6 abilities, including 1 ultimate ability, to actively use at any given time. These class abilities can be changed on the fly and reflect a player's current loadout that can be adapted to various situations. Skill selection is another way in which players can differentiate themselves from others of their class. Through continued use of your abilities, you're eventually given the chance to morph your ability into a new form which may simply strengthen it or change it into something completely different, like a single target spell into an area of effect. Constellations and birth signs are incorporated into the Elder Scrolls Online in the form of Mundus Stones, which function similarly to Guardian Stones in Skyrim, allowing the player to choose a buff associated with a particular constellation. Some Mundus Stones also unlock an additional ability for players who have them active. And that, my friends, is the basics of classes and character development in the Elder Scrolls Online. There are some classic RPG aspects, of course, but certainly the Elder Scrolls flavor is strong here. Most MMORPGs are very strict about your character's evolution, and out of the choices, there's usually some must-play build that almost everyone uses. I'm personally very excited about the Elder Scrolls Online and its make-your-own class approach. While the Elder Scrolls Online has suggested skill lines, I think most players, myself included, will have a lot more fun experimenting with different builds and mixing a lot of interesting combinations together. Thanks for attending the Elder Scrolls Online Academy. I put a lot of time and effort into these videos, so I hope that you enjoyed them. Let me know what you think in the comments section, and don't forget to click the like button to show your support for these videos. There's a lot more coming up soon, so make sure that you're subscribed and don't miss the next video. My name is Kinetic, and I'll see you next time.